Hi there folks, it's Jason once again, and I'll be talking to you today about the DM100 Smartwatch. I've been using this device for a couple of months. I'm going to give you a few tips on how to set up the device more productively, and at the end of the video we're going to do a water submersion test to test how waterproof the watch is. I thought the watch was heavy, and it is pretty heavy. For comparison, the DM99 weighs 78 grams, and the DM100 weighs 155 grams, so it's more than a quarter of a pound. In my last video I suggested that this watch might not be for everybody, but I'm completely taking that back. I think even if you have a smaller wrist, this watch is going to fit you nicely. It's, you know, at this size it's no longer a smartwatch. I think we would have to call it a smart amulet. The battery life is fantastic. Once again, on this device I got 3 days on a charge, no problem. Right away, one of the things you have to do is go into settings and then more, and then this setting right here, and make sure that that is turned off. That way your watch will actually be processing background apps and wake up when it's supposed to. You might be interested to know that the watch has about 25 gigabytes of storage, which is, you know, like 8 full-length 1080p, you know, movies. You definitely need to skin this watch because scrolling through, you know, pages and pages of icons is going to make you crazy. So once again, I am advocating for Nova Launcher. So I'm going to show you a good starting point for setting up Nova Launcher on the watch. So as you can see, I have moved the dock to a vertical position on the right side of the display. I just think that's more convenient, and it leaves more space for you to actually do your swiping and read data. I recommend that you install on the dock these 5 items. At the top we have all your apps. The second from the bottom we have Google Voice Search, so you can just press the button and speak a question or make a request. In the middle there is the system control panel. Underneath that is notification log, which I'll talk to you about in a second. And at the very bottom is a control panel for Nova Launcher. Here is the notification log app, which keeps a detailed history of all the notifications that have been generated from the watch and notifications that may have been pushed from your phone. You'll need to install heads-up display. Of course, this makes the notifications pop up on your display and turns the display on. Nova Launcher has a couple of really useful buttons. 2 of them I've got here is recent apps, and it does exactly what you think. It gives you that recent apps display that you get by pressing and holding the back button. And expand notifications, which replicates the action of scrolling down to open the notifications. I've added the built-in pedometer widget to the display, and in many cases that pedometer counts your steps in real time. Like on this page I've got the built-in music widget, and underneath it I've added a volume control widget. Here is Outlook running as a widget. Here is an analog clock that's a bit more decorative and ornate for certain themes like Christmas. And here is another analog clock which is less detailed and more appropriate for a modern theme. Let's talk about Wallpaper Changer. It costs $1.49. There's also a free version. You should buy the full version and install it. On a display like this, you can have some really beautiful artwork. I've got mine set to change my wallpaper every time the display turns on, and you can have it just change the wallpaper every so many minutes. With the paid version, you can organize your wallpapers into folders. So during Christmas time, I had all these Christmas themed wallpapers on the watch, and I had an analog clock really suited it here. Here I'm running science fiction book covers, and you can see to the left and right of each book cover there's, you know, a black space, so it suits certain button layouts. Right now I'm running a fantasy landscapes theme, and to add to that I've used this widget called moon phase widget, which represents a current phase of the moon, and mixed with the landscape wallpaper, I think it looks really cool. You will also need to have a digital clock for some of your wallpaper themes. This is the best clock I've found, called DigiClock Plus. It allows you to really customize the display of the clock, the fonts, the outlines, shadows, colors. Here is the battery percentage widget. I tested a bunch of language learning apps. I think some people might find that interesting, but I was only able to get one of them to work properly, and this is it. It's called Drops. This is Facebook Messenger Lite running on the DM100. It works perfectly, good sound quality, and properly oriented cameras. Having a forward-facing camera differentiates the DM100 from other smartwatches, such as the Apple Watch, so there's probably no other series of watch that you will be able to make video calls from. Netflix. Here is everybody's favorite Netflix running on the DM100. Here is Outlook. Whether you're using Gmail or Yahoo or any other email service, Outlook seems to be the best app for running on the smartwatches. Here is the calculator I'm using, called Calculator Magma. Google Maps has improved resolution, but I'm recommending that you install MyTracks instead, which is a lot less junky looking and a lot more fun, and it has voice prompts and records your journeys, etc. Night Clock is a low power, always on basic digital clock, which will look just like you're wearing a giant old digital watch from the 80s. And I'm going to show you a great trick with an app called Weather Night Dock, which is an app so that when you dock the watch, this weather display turns on. It basically turns into a night clock, but I'm going to show you how to make the DM100 sit properly on the desk. All you need is a pen that has a clip, one of these, a pen that has a pocket clip. Preferably, you'll have something like this marker, which is perfectly cylindrical, and this is what you do. And folks, now we've come to it, the water submersion test. Will the DM100 survive? Let's find out.
And here we go. It's waterproof.
So, in conclusion, the DM100 is an amazing device. I think we have to stop calling it a smartwatch. It's got a crisp screen, it's waterproof, it's got a huge battery, gobs of memory, a fast processor. The cell phone connection software is quite robust. It's got a forward-facing camera for video conferencing. I think the only thing we're missing on this watch is NFC and Bluetooth audio calling. If you're considering the DM100, go for it. There's nothing like it, and you'll probably be able to make some interesting uses out of it, given that it is Android running the full Play Store, and you can customize it in infinite number of ways. My name's Jason. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, and I look forward to engaging you in the comments below.